good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching this. My name is Incredible, and I'm the author of The Master Reset, a girl's ultimate guide to clearing all space from her spiritual hard drive. And basically, my book is about getting back in line, erasing all the doubt, the fear, the insecurity, everything that's hindering you from living your best life, from living in the fullness of Christ. You know, God came so that we can have life and have life more abundantly, and I'm all about living the abundant life. But sometimes there are roadblocks, there are things in the way that are keeping us from getting to that abundant life. And it's usually things that we believe, like our thoughts, our feelings, things that we heard, things that we haven't let go of, people that we still haven't forgiven. So it's just basically erasing all that, just like off your cell phone. You know how your cell phone, you can, or your computer, if it has a virus or a bug or something's wrong with it, it's acting slow. That's kind of like our life. When things aren't quite aligned to the perfect will of God in our life, things will be acting slow, they will be messing up, they will not be, working on all firing off on all cylinders. And I just feel like it's basically what the master reset is about. Erasing all the old to put the new, which in the new in this case is God's standards, the way that we're supposed to live in life. But I was just thinking about how God will use the rejections and the hurts that you go through to bring you up to another level. And I thought about this because I just seen this video, and I didn't just see it, but it reminds me of this video that I seen of Sheryl Underwood. And she's a talk show host, one of the talk show hosts of the show The Talk. And I'm not quite sure if she's still on there or anything like that, but she was talking about how she was able to use a situation where she heard others talking about her to pivot her and bring her to another level, instead of getting angry. And like I was just talking about, like sometimes in life we aren't headed in the right direction because of unforgiveness. And I just like how Sheryl used the situation where, she said she heard people talking about her on a phone call. They didn't know that she could hear them, but she heard some things that they were saying about herself. And instead of getting upset or bitter about the situation, she took what she heard and decided to use it to improve herself. And I thought that was very, very powerful to hear that she, took their insults and was like, you know what? I'm going to use this for my good, for my betterment. I really respect that. And then I'm pretty sure like it's some things that people may say about you that may not be true, or you're just like, wait, that's not my character. So you really don't have to improve. But like, I think it's good to always be open to feedback, even though it may hurt. If it's for you, then use it. And if not, then, let it fly. But that's what she did. And I thought that was like very, very, very important. And I just loved that. And I wrote about it in this blog, cinquetaworks.com. And I just remember mentioning that, use insults or put downs as a way to possibly self-improve. I think that's really, really good. Why not level up? This is like the season of leveling up while we're in a house in quarantine. Like, okay, this is a time where, if you was interested in those like white strips you seen online, then you can get them. And a new face mask to help improve your skin. It's that time to do so, because you're in a house. So when it's time to go out, you're still shining. Like, no days off, even though we're in quarantine, we still could be getting better. So that's one thing I learned. And after Sheryl heard people talking about her, she just decided that that wasn't a group that she wanted to be a part of, or that opportunity that presented itself was something that she didn't want to be a part of. And I thought that was important too. Knowing when it's time to move on, or knowing when the vibe has changed, or when people really don't like you like that. I think that's really good to know, and when you should move forward. And I say, go where you are celebrated and not tolerated. Because at the end of the day, life is hard as it is, and you want to be around people that are going to love you or speak life to you. And if they're going to say something to you that may be critical or hurtful, or they're not going to do it in a way that's going to embarrass you, but they're going to say it out of love because they care about you. They care about your feelings. And to hurt you is to hurt themselves. Like, if somebody really cares about you, if they just they're very careful about your feelings, because they don't want you to be hurt, because they don't want you to take it that way. So I liked how, although, Cheryl heard what they were talking about, she just used it as an opportunity to pivot and move forward, change courses. And she did talk about how, like, eventually she wound up working individually with these women and she never let it get to her. And that was my third point. Don't hold grudges. People have, people can talk how they want to talk. They are open to their own opinions. They're open to their own conclusions. And you may want to be upset about it, but don't be upset about it. And you know who you are. That's the main thing. Define you for you. So if something doesn't sound like it's you or your character, you can disregard it, and you don't have to like hold it in or get down on yourself about it. And I really appreciate hearing that she did that. She didn't hold grudges. She wound up working with the same people that talked about her. Sometimes life can happen that way. The same people that downed you could be like in your face, or they may have to come to you or come through you to get something that they really need. And the pettiness in me will want to not give it to them, but thankfully I know that when you think about it, God doesn't treat us that way. It's so many things that God could tell us no about. He could withhold the next breath out. He can just stop your life like that, but he doesn't. Even though we sin, we mess up, we fall short, he still continues to bless us and give us life in our bodies. So with that, it's just like, I'm not God, so I'm not going to hold anything against anybody, or at least I try not to. I do have my moments. I do have my times where I'm like, if they try to come to me, I'm not giving it to them. I'm not helping them. I don't care. But I can't be like that. Because I think about the example that Jesus set. Even when he was down on the cross, he said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Like, oh my gosh, that's so wow. Whew. So, trying to be like Christ and be that way. And that's like, I guess, forgiving persecution and forgiving people that hurt us is our way of like taking up our cross, and to be able to forgive them as Christ forgave us, or forgave people that wanted to crucify him. Beautiful. So don't hold grudges. And then I had a scripture that went with it. Proverbs 25:21-22 that says, if your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink, for so you will heap coals of fire on his head, and the Lord will reward you. So look, the Lord will reward you if you overlook an offense, if you forgive somebody that hurt you, if you're able to give something back to somebody that, may have like shunned you or tried to play you in the past. It's okay. It's another scripture that says, vengeance is mine. So you be the bigger person. You be the godlike person in this situation. I know sometimes it feels good to hold on to your pettiness, it feels good to hold on to those grudges, but don't, let it go so you can get your reward from God. Let it go so you get your reward from the Lord. That's all I want you to do. I want you to get your reward, It's yours for the taking. So that's all I wanted to say, and I guess I'll wrap this up and say that these are the 3 ways you can learn from a situation where people are trying to talk about you or trying to down you. Number 1, use their insults or put downs as a way to possibly improve yourself if need be. Go to where you are celebrated and not tolerated. So it may be time, if it's a friend or a family member, it may be time to like change your environment, change your circle. And 3, don't hold grudges. Even though they said what they said, it's all good, because at the end of the day, the Lord got you. He will perfect all that concerns you. So there's no need to worry about what anybody got to say. You worry about what God says about you here. It's the only thing that matters. This is the only thing that, telephone here. Yes, this word right here. You go by what God says about you. And if what somebody says is not aligned with scripture, then they a lie. Alright, so again, this is Cinquetta. It's your girl, just my little 2 cents. Do well, be blessed. Bye.